Hey everybody, it's Willbits. We're playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Case 3! Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Oh, sleep. Sure, I slept. For a grand total of 0 hours, which is not. Guten Morgen, you two. You look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I have a good luck gift for you. The voice print analysis came back and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. Fabricated evidence. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. So something was recorded over. Who's there? Wait! Did you see who it was? No, I got a quick look, but they got away. I think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. I wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Boxgirl were listening in too. I will make sure they don't make a run for it. That is my final gift to you. Okay, all that's left now is to reach out to the truth. Time for a mini Chords of Steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Your turn. I'm Athena Sykes, feeling great. Too much dubbing. Dubsteps from across the school. Across the street. You can't trust a school full of voice actors. Those guys are crazy. All rise. We already did this, but you gotta do it every day before you go into trial. You gotta get that going.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The Sykes Brigade is totally psyched. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready as well. Is that right, Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm a judge, I'm not part of the prosecution, despite what you keep tricking me into doing. Yes, well, moving right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected, yet necessary. But I'll be running a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anybody. Understood. Do you guys still think I'm a captain? From the DLC case?
Your boldness. Robin Newman and Hugh O'Connor have recanted their confessions. But later, I shall grill them at leisure to find out whether I can charge them with perjury.
Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. Now, about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday.
A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The art room clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective who overlooked that, he is paying for his failure as we speak. I've put my electrical shackles somewhere that he won't soon forget. Poor Detective Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact.
But if that's the case, then what will we...
The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from art room to stage. And I mean to prove it here this day. It's just like Detective Fulbright said. But what else does he have up his sleeve? My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place near the center of the art room, as evidenced by the blood stain. Blood was also found on some pottery next to the window over the maintenance area, which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there it was dropped down to the maintenance area below. And though there was nary a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound, That too was per the script. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall. Then a ball cart was used to haul the body over to the stage. That's not very clever. I mean, it's the same exact body moving scheme as the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way.
Objection!
Your propensity to spew forth words before you think is not very clever either. Why, you... Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth. Oh, Hugh, what do you think you saw? Heh, heh.
Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy. I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday, I told that lawyer there that I would testify to the truth. So, I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Sykes? We'll see once we get the testimony. What's he up to now?
The judge appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor.
The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? Hurts so much. Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client. Ugh. Never a snappy comeback when I need one. He's coming straight at us today, using any means possible. To protect the students who had to climb up high when setting up the stage, a mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse. Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put the mat away after they'd used it?
Objection!
Oh, there's plenty wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty heights. Ergo, the mat in question was indispensable to moving the body. Ah! It sucks being the last to know everything. I think I get it now. The drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by the mat. But were they? Probably.
If the only mat of that thickness was where the body is assumed to have been dropped, it would be hard to deny a possible link to this case.
We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay, Athena? It's game on, Hugh. Game on! I'm gonna tear apart that testimony. I'm gonna tear it into little pieces, and I'm gonna put it in my soup, and then I'm gonna eat the soup, and it will be less spicy because I ripped up your testimony and put it in my soup. I'm gonna turn your arrogant perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure. Cross-examination. What O'Connor saw. The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty.
Hold it!
Yeah? Let's talk about it. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it right there! What? I was just getting to the important part. Eager to unsheathe your blade, Sykes Dono? Your heavy breath heaves to where I stand.
Objection!
How rude! A human's breath doesn't travel anywhere near that far. So the only issue is distance? You're not denying that you're a heavy breather. I'm just saying that scientific studies have proven that it's not... hang in there, Athena. No matter how many insults they hurl, it won't affect the judge's opinion of you. He already thinks you're terrible. What about my own self-esteem? Let's get back to what happened before the mock trial. Okay, so... only insults, no new information. Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage. Our client was simply putting the mat away. It had nothing to do with this case.
Objection!
That is where you are wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a 3-story fall. Hence, the mat dragged by the accused was essential to moving the body. Unless the body was moved a different way. Ugh. If we win this one, I promise to donate another thick mat to the academy. Now, show me how to show you the truth. You'll have my full cooperation. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and maintenance area.
Hold it!
Mr. O'Connor, are you positive you were standing exactly where you said? I was between the stage and maintenance area, and she was behind the backdrop. She's sticking to his guns, but there's a wall there! There's a wall there, so he couldn't have seen it! We have evidence about that! The issue is where Hugh is standing when he says he saw Junie. Ah, ha, 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 ha. But nothing I say will mean anything without evidence. Time to dig a little deeper. Uh-oh. Oh, before you ask, I had my glasses on. Therefore, I'm positive it was Juniper. That is not an issue. Oh, it's not your eyesight that's the problem. Unless those glasses give you X-ray vision. She was heading towards me, so I assume she's on her way to the maintenance area. Let's go ahead and press everything, just to see what else he says, but that's the point, right there. You shouldn't assume anything. It only shows that you're not positive.
Objection!
Such wild momentum. Perhaps you were a raging bull in your past life.
Objection!
Don't compare me to some stupid farm animal. Humph. Hoy, Justice Dono. Our assertion is Juniper was simply putting the mat away. In that case, where would she be taking it? Oh, to the storehouse? Over in the maintenance area. Precisely. Therefore, there is naught wrong with the witness's judgment in this matter. It is your wild charges that are the issue here. But I cannot help it if you keep seeing red. He's gonna get a face full of justice, Apollo style, if he keeps that up. Anyway, I saw her heading towards me. But I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. Press, press, press. Then it's entirely possible that someone else moved the body, correct?
Objection!
Are you mad or merely delusional? Everyone was in the lecture hall before the mock trial. The rest of the campus was empty. Ergo, the only probable suspects were the 3 trial participants. I know. Thank you for stating the obvious. Simon Dumbquill. I also know that you, Hugh O'Connor, were one of the participants. Mr. Confidence sure goes all out when he tells the truth. Well, I don't think he meant for any of that to be misleading, but it doesn't make it factual. Careful now, Athena. A genius like Hugh could be leading you right into a trap. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, but all I can do is charge forward with both eyes open. Which you didn't. So, they didn't give us very many clues here. Between the stage and the maintenance area. This is the crucial moment. And the evidence we want to present would presumably be not this photo. The stage setup photos that show this big wall, right? Because if she's right behind it, or is there a different one? Lecture hall diagram, no. Is there a different one that shows it better? Not the voice print. Yeah, I actually think that's the best one. Let's just try it. Because I think the wall is the big important thing. So, you saw the back of the stage from between the stage and the maintenance area. Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? This photo shows the students setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. Do you see the big construction screen to the right of the stage in the background?
Why, yes. In fact, there were a bunch of those next to my house until a few days ago, too. It was so noisy behind there, but I couldn't take a peek. Oh, how it piqued my interest. I wanted to see all the big trucks and the men with their big jackhammers. Oh, yes.
Exactly, Your Honor. You cannot see past such screens. That is their purpose. Now, let's see. How exactly is that screen positioned again? Aha! Since it was to the right of the stage, It should be right here. And from this vantage point, the witness claims to have seen our client behind the stage backdrop.
Oh my, but the screen would have been completely in the way.
That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our client from this point. Yeah. I love that. Just that.
Order, Mr. O'Connor, have you been lying to this court?
The screen. Right. It must have slipped my mind. Yeah, the judge does seem to be at about the same mental age as Jay, which, by the way, there's a construction site right across the street that has one of those walls. How he loves to look at it. What? Are you telling me you, Mr. Genius, forgot something as literally big as that? There are two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind you mouth breathers have, and the genius-level lapses of memory that people like me have. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal, everyday brain fart already?
Will the witness now please restate what he remembers, minus the lapses of memory?
That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen. You're right, I forgot where I was.
Objection!
You testifying that our client was behind the stage. But need I remind this court the back of the stage is not visible from the front? To actually see our client behind the stage from the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would also have to be in the same area behind the stage. But in that case, our client would have definitely seen Mr. O'Connor. Ouch! Nice one, Athena. Keep it up.
Objection!
Dig those screws in. All right, golden boy, is this not your chance? Telling the truth will be like a weight lifted from your chest. The truth? What truth? The fact that golden boy here was where he initially stated. That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage.
Objection!
But then the screen would have blocked his view of...
Objection!
Of objections? Of what? On the ground, yes, his view would have been blocked indeed. But consider how smoke always wants to rise up high. Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think? Something on the other side of the screen. Something high enough to see the stage. No way. This crane right here? But I don't remember seeing a crane there on the day of the mock trial. Neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body. That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackwell. Remember, you promised. I recall making no such promise. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet in exchange for information. What's all this about a promise? Is this about whatever Blackwell is using against him? Now, what has got to do with going to into the crane? Golden Boy did not go up in that crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds.
What? Do you mean to tell me a high school student was operating a crane?
Objection. The witness, I object to the prosecutor's last statement. There's no proof I ever operated that crane.
Hold it!
Actually, there just might be something that proves you did. What? If this whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it would be limited to a single day. You were probably working at the same site the previous day, too. Is this what you're thinking of, Athena? Yep, as the court can see, this photo captured the crane's operator. And if you look carefully, he bears a definite resemblance to Mr. O'Connor. Zoom in. Enhance. Are you serious? This is ridiculous. How very interesting. Let's ascertain whether this is as ridiculous as the witness maintains. The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light.
That's all very well and good, but just how do you propose to do that?
The person in this photo has one really distinguishing feature. I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify the person in this photo as the witness by examining... Is it his neck? His hobby? His fingerprints? I feel like it's gotta be that... whatever that scarf is around his neck. Right? The figure in this photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck.
Why, yes, you can see it right there. But then, are you saying you mean to...
Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tall collar. I'm gonna ask him to just slowly remove his shirt. If he could just unbutton a couple of buttons, slide it down. I've got a little song I'm gonna play, if it will help him relax. But that's exactly why I believe this warrants further examination. No, not a chance. That would be a blatant violation of my privacy. You are a disgrace of a man. Now start unbuttoning that collar before I hack it off. Yeah, what's the big deal? Now let's see your neck. Show it. Show me your neck. Woo, 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 woo. Show us your neck. I got dollar bills right here. I guess I have no choice. Dun dun dun, ba-da-dun dun. What is that? What is that?
Oh my.
So, where did you buy that neckband, if I might ask? I didn't buy it. It's handmade, and there's only one like it in the world. Well, it sure looks like the neckband in the photo. Should we have the photo analyzed? You are one irritating lady. Fine, I admit it. I work a part-time construction job. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy equipment's no big deal for a guy who can parallel park one-handed. But I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school.
But when you factor in all of the required tests and apprenticeship period, wouldn't you have to be at least 20 to have a license for operating a crane?
Oh, well, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so, you know.
Objection!
Let us dispense with this inane charade, golden boy. No, objection. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, please. No, please. High school seniors are 19 at most, thus they fail to complete the requirements. But that does not apply to you. Does it, Mr. O'Connor? Why doesn't it apply? He's a senior, so he's around that age, right? No, don't, please. Oh, Mr. Genius is a little too old for high school. Actually, golden boy, here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school. What an idiot. Oh, taking a break from school. Only stupid people would do that. Wait, come again? Take a gander at the official school enrollment documentation. 'Tis all right there. Ouch! 25? You mean he's older than me?
A 25-year-old high school student? Why, that's not very ingenious at all. It's quite average. A bit below average.
A 7-year break. 7 years. 7 years. I have just one thing to say. 2 foxes. I mean, there are 2 kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind you mouth breathers take. And the genius kind people like me take.
Objection!
But a genius would quickly become a chore for a 7-year break. I think you have that backwards, Athena. Even geniuses make mistakes. Some of them make them all the time. Some of them only make mistakes. I just happen to make mine only 7 years in a row. Only Hugh could get away with using only like that. Enough of this jibber-jabber. Suffice to say, the witness was up in the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused readied all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further.
Considering that the body was moved in the same manner as in the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persuasive. Does the defense care to dissuade me?
As long as a mat was used to move the body, Junie's gonna be under suspicion. Athena, I just thought of something. What was Hugh doing in the crane right before the mock trial? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for the trial to start. Yeah, why was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor!
Yes, Miss Sykes?
I've got it. I've got an amazing idea that will turn the prosecution's claim on its head. A little conjecture has never stopped us before. Interesting. Mr. O'Connor, you were using the crane to move the screen, move yourself, or move the body. Moving the body is really interesting. That would definitely change things around a little bit, because it does seem odd that you could drop a body perfectly onto a mat and not get blood everywhere and mess up the body a little bit. So let's say move the body, or the screen. The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script too. At least, that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic, even foolish. Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this? The witness is a licensed crane operator, so he could have used it to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more on the matter, save that this does not bode well for you. Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap? Heh, watch this! Yeah. I can use a bow and arrow one-handed. Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity that we've seen already and are already bored by. I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating the crane itself is so complex, it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this. Oh? Please tell me that's a ketchup stain. That's why he's been shoving his hand in his pocket this whole time. You wish. My hand was injured and required surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I've already verified this with the hospital at treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say. So, how did you hurt it? I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case. Okay, fine. 2 hands are required to operate complex machinery such as a crane, but he was operating it anyway. So... Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane. Now I'm the fool. I'd planned on moving the crane the night before the mock trial, but then I got injured. Wanted to keep my part-time job a secret, and I had to do it just before the mock trial instead. And here I thought this was the big break we've been waiting for. Now that the defense's sophistry is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim.
The body was dropped out of a 3rd-floor window to a mat near the maintenance area. Then a ball card was used to move it to the stage. See, I've been paying attention. I remembered 2 things.
Well done, your boldness. Now consider this. The accused was sighted dropping that mat, ergo it was she who moved the body.